In Connecticut, every year, thousands of guns are taken off the streets, everything from handguns to fully automatic weapons. Police are finding them where they should not be.
Well, tonight, the News 8 investigators are taking you along for an exclusive look at where these guns are coming from, what they're used for, and where they're ending up. Chief Investigator David Iverson joins us now live with the story. David?
Right, Sonia, Darren, in the last 3 years, get this, more than 11,000 guns have been destroyed in Connecticut by the state. They've come from just about every town, and now a renewed effort to get the illegal ones off the streets. It only happens once every few months. It only happens when enough have been collected. But on this day, hundreds of guns seized by police departments all over Connecticut are brought here. It's the final resting place for weapons seized by state police. This is what 600 handguns, rifles, and fully automatic weapons looks like. They've been taken by police for one reason or another. They're dumped into this van, where the weapons and all their parts are turned back to scrap.
This is the size and shape of what comes out.
Not all, but many of these guns have been used in crimes or kept illegally. So where do they come from? And more importantly, how do you stop the bad guys from getting their hands on them? On any given Saturday night in Hartford, the shooting task force will be on the streets, and they have been for the past 2 years. They're out looking for something very specific.
It's safe.
Illegal guns. In this case, police received a call about a man with a handgun. When they got there, they found a 24-year-old with a .357 revolver. Police show us where the serial number has been filed off the gun. And a short time later, gunshots ring out in an area well known for its gun violence. With police tape from the last shooting still wrapped around a pole, police investigate. They find shell casings, but never a shooter. It's a very different scene in the daylight. School children are dropped off here. But for those who live here, for those who know all too well the crack of a gunshot, it's a fear that doesn't go away.
Anybody could get shot and get killed.
Jose Colin says he has seen shootings, even come face to face with an armed robber.
And it's very scary.
For you? Why?
I mean, not for me, for everybody.
And a woman whose identity we've agreed to hide explains here, you don't need a permit or a waiting period to get your hands on a gun.
Easy. Well, my boy got one up the street, or a 45 or a 9.
We find that a majority of our guns are taken in burglaries, and they're recently sold on our city streets.
Hartford Police Chief James Ravella says the shooting task force has become invaluable in reducing the number of shootings the city sees.
Babcock Street, 6383.
In the last 3 years, Hartford has seized more guns than all the other cities in the state.
These guns often retain their retail value or increase in retail value on the street.
Reports from the ATF, that's the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive, tracks where certain guns are coming from. In Connecticut, most are registered in state. But in the past several years, they're also tracking guns coming in from Florida, New York, North Carolina, and 17 other states. And finding the guns sold illegally is becoming more of a focus for cities like Hartford.
That is 25% of their time, that proactive, trying to research who has these guns, when they're selling them, where they're stocking them, why they're recruiting these guns, what groups are they associated with. They're an intelligence mill down there.
Now, when you compare this year to last, shootings in Hartford are up, but Ravella points to statistics to show the task force is working. We want you to head over to our website. We've put together a system where you can see what your local police department has picked up and what happened to those guns. David Iverson reporting for the News 8 investigators.
All right, David, thanks. If you have something you want us to look into, you can count on the News 8 investigators to get you answers. Just call our News 8 investigators tip line. That's the number 203-402-TIP-8.